It was a chilly afternoon in November in Chicago. Donald Trump, dressed in a long dark coat and a bright red tie, was walking along Michigan Avenue. Although he had come to the city for a meeting, he chose to make the journey back to his hotel on foot, soaking in the vibrant energy of the streets. As he neared a corner close to Millennium Park, something caught his attention. A woman sat slumped against the side of a building on the sidewalk. Her clothes were worn and torn, and her hands shook as she clutched a cardboard sign that read, "Veteran in need. Please help." Trump halted, unaffected by the busy crowd around him. What struck him most were her tired, worn-out eyes. He walked toward her, drawing curious stares from passers-by. "Ma'am," he said, "what's your name?" The woman looked up, startled. She had never expected anyone, especially someone like Donald Trump, to stop. "It's Teresa," she replied, her voice uncertain. "Teresa Hensley," she added quietly. "Teresa," Trump said, crouching down in front of her. "You're a veteran?" "Yes, sir," she answered, barely above a whisper. "I served in the Army for 12 years. Got injured overseas, and since then, things haven't been easy." Trump nodded, processing her words. "Why are you out here? Don't you have somewhere to stay?" Teresa shook her head. "I lost my apartment months ago. Couldn't keep up with the rent. I've been trying to get back on my feet, but it's been tough." Her words hit Trump harder than he anticipated. Here was a woman who had sacrificed so much for her country, now reduced to begging on the streets. He couldn't just walk away. Reaching into his pocket, he pulled out his phone. "Stay right here, Teresa," he said with resolve. "We're going to fix this." Trump stepped aside and dialed a number. On the other end, his longtime assistant, Margaret, picked up immediately. "Margaret, I need you to find the nearest hotel with a room available," Trump instructed. "Also, arrange for a doctor to come quickly. Urgent." "Understood, Mr. Trump," Margaret replied without delay. Trump returned to Teresa, who was watching him with a blend of confusion and cautious hope. "Help is on the way," he assured her. "But first, let's get you something warm to eat." He flagged down a nearby food vendor and bought Teresa a steaming bowl of soup and a sandwich. She ate slowly, her hands trembling from the cold. As she ate, Trump asked her about her life, her time in the military, her family, and how she ended up on the streets. Teresa shared her story, her deployments, the friends she had lost, and the injury that cut her military career short. She spoke about how difficult it had been to adjust to civilian life. A short time later, a sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb. Margaret had acted quickly. A well-dressed driver stepped out and opened the door. "Teresa," Trump said softly, helping her to her feet. "This is for you. We're taking you to a safe place." Teresa hesitated. "Why are you doing this, Mr. Trump? You don't even know me." Trump met her gaze. "Because someone should have done this a long time ago." The SUV whisked them away to a nearby luxury hotel, where the staff, prepared by Margaret, greeted Teresa as a VIP. She was taken to a suite on the top floor, where a hot shower, fresh clothes, and a comfortable bed awaited her. A doctor soon arrived to examine Teresa, offering medicine for her ailments and advice on how to regain her strength. Trump stayed close by, making sure everything went smoothly. Meanwhile, Margaret had contacted a nonprofit called Veterans United Support Services, an organization dedicated to helping homeless veterans get back on their feet. Within an hour, a friendly woman named Lisa arrived to meet Teresa. "Teresa," Lisa said, sitting beside her, "we're going to help you with housing, job training, and anything else you need. You're not alone anymore." Tears welled up in Teresa's eyes. She looked up at Trump, who stood quietly in the corner. "I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Trump," she said, her voice breaking. Trump stepped forward, a soft expression on his face. "You don't need to thank me, Teresa. You earned this a long time ago." By the following morning, Teresa had a clear path forward. Veterans United had secured temporary housing for her, and Trump had arranged for his foundation to cover her rent for the first year. He also handed her a check to help with immediate expenses. As Trump prepared to leave, Teresa stopped him. Mr. Trump, she said, her voice steady now, you've changed my life in ways I can't explain. Thank you. Trump smiled warmly. You're going to do great things, Teresa. Just promise me one thing. Pay it forward someday. I will, she said, her voice full of newfound determination. As Trump stepped out of the hotel and back into the busy city, he felt a quiet sense of fulfillment. In just a few hours, a single life had been transformed, and for Teresa Hensley, the future suddenly seemed full of possibilities.